Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Uncle Claude here, and normally I don't do my NFL picks this early, but these are not normal times. It's a couple of weeks from the so-called holiday season. In fact, damn it, just occurred to me we only have 20 more days left in 2025. So as you come in, make sure to hit that like button. I really would appreciate that. Hey, Michelle's daughter. You came a couple of days too late, didn't you? You see, I did the Neo Soul Tuesdays. I was looking for you. You never showed up, but I did see that you left a message, and I hope you got a chance to listen to it. I really enjoyed doing it that Tuesday, and it's not going to be my last time. I promise you that. So don't worry. Next time, I'll in fact, you know what? I'll do it this upcoming Tuesday. I'm glad you did catch the replay. I'm very happy for that. But it is time for my NFL picks for week 15, 2025. And I know the Thursday night game is going to start another 4 to 5 minutes. And I will actually do a Thursday night. Hey, the cynical one, how are you? I will start off with tonight's game. The Atlanta Falcons will be trotting out old Kirk Cousins again. And they will take on the Tampa Bay Bucks. Baker Mayfield. And in fact, Mike Evans got cleared to play this week. He hasn't played since week 7. We all know that Mike Evans is, when healthy, one of the top 5 or 6 receivers in the NFL. And I think he has had a Hall of Fame career. The amount of catches, the touchdowns, add to the fact that he has a Super Bowl ring. Mike Evans, by far the greatest wide receiver in Tampa Bay Bucks history. Healthy Chris Godwin, healthy Bucky Irving, offensive line. Man. You already know where I'm going with that. Hey, Natasha Kelly, how are you? Listen, one team had up until a month ago an MVP candidate. I don't know if he's an MVP candidate now. But let's face it, Baker Mayfield has had a very good year. And the other team has Kirk Cousins. This is an easy one, folks. Tampa Bay 31, Atlanta 17. That is a real easy one. And you know what? As easy as that one was, this one is going to be an easy one. An easier one, excuse me. Jacksonville is at home. They pretty much controlled the division, and they're going to play the New York Jets, a team with number one, nothing to play for, and on their third quarterback because I believe that Tyrod Taylor is out. So no Justin Fields, no Tyrod Taylor. They're going to trot out Brady Cook, not Tom Brady, not Wayne Brady, not Dalvin Cook, Brady Cook. Gee, who am I going to pick on this one? Well, let me give you a hint. It sure as hell ain't the Jets. I love the Jaguars here, easy. 28-13 over the Jets. And it could get uglier than that. Now, the next one is going to be a good old-fashioned slobber knocker. You don't know what that means? Look it up. The Buffalo Bills taking on the New England Patriots in Foxborough. And ironically, the Bills are favored by 1.5. Have y'all not watched these games? Do you not remember that they got beat already? Would I like a $200 donation? Who wouldn't like a $200 donation? Will I hold my breath? Absolutely not. But I digress. Josh Allen, if he doesn't play well, this team does nothing. Now, they should have lost to Cincinnati last week. We all know this. Joe Burrow threw 2 ridiculous interceptions. I feel like he got paid off, but I digress. I know the Bills have won 2 in a row. I get it. The Patriots are a better team, top to bottom. And you're getting to it, and you're getting 1.5. They're the underdogs at home. What the? Man, I don't know who's giving these odds out. But you're a fool if you don't go for New England here. They're the better team. They're at home. Yeah, there's always one idiot. And I knew that was coming. And we're going to even put you on timeout because you're pretty stupid. I saw it coming. But these people hang themselves. You know what I mean? So go with the Patriots 34-27 over the Bills at home. Next up, the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders got robbed of a win. And now they go to Chicago to take on a Bears team that snatched defeat from the jaws of victory in Green Bay. Now, the Bears' defense is not great. And I told you the Bears were going to lose last week. I knew that. But I tell you something about Caleb Williams. Now, we know Shedeur Sanders should have been a first-round pick. We already know. I've went through all these before. Now, a lot of people were criticizing Caleb Williams last year when they saw what Jordan Daniels did for the Washington Commanders. They're not criticizing him now. Now, does he miss some easy throws? Yes. But if you saw last week's game, I tell you, even though he threw a terrible interception at the end, he made some throws where you're like, damn, now I see why he was the first overall pick. Now, the Bears defense will keep both teams in the game. But they will turn you over. And the Bears coming off a loss, they're gonna be ornery. And rightfully so. I think Shador keeps it close. But I like the Bears here at home. And I know that a couple of people are going to be very happy that I chose them. And they were quite upset that I was right about them this past week. They know who they are. Bears 34, Browns 24. And this brings me up to one of the most intriguing games. Because if you heard what happened, Joe Burrow is not happy. Gee, what a shocker. Is anybody happy in Cincinnati? Well, maybe Jamar Chase because they got their money and T. Higgins. But outside of that, nobody's happy in Cincinnati. Now, I know the Ravens coming off that loss, and I know a bunch of fans are going to be crying, talking about, well, he got robbed, blah, blah, blah. Hey, Jay Parrish, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. And as much as I can't stand the Ravens, I am a Lamar Jackson fan. Well, let's face it, he plays differently against us. He just does. Now, if this were a happy and not beat up Joe Burrow, and they had a shot to win the division, I would pick the Bengals. I would, but the fact of the matter is they have no chance of winning. And if I'm not mistaken, they got eliminated. They have to hope that the Steelers and Ravens free fall, and they win out in order to win the division. I don't see it happen. I think the Bengals keep it close, but I think that Lamar and friends put them out of their misery. Ravens 31, Bengals 27. And next up, the Houston Texans are at home to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I told you about that upset special. I warned y'all that the Texans were going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all laughed at me and thought I was stupid. Well. Looks like Uncle Claude knew what the hell he was talking about. What a shocker. I told you Texas defense is for real. And now they come back home. They have an outside shot of making the playoffs. What you laughing out, Jen Parrish? DJ Stroud is healthy. He outplayed Peppermint Patty last week. And now Arizona gets to take on Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett. I mean, Brissett is a decent backup, but he's not exactly a franchise quarterback, is he? Oh, yeah, that was supposed to be Kyler Murray. Hey, where is Kyler Murray? Oh, yeah, they put him on the long end of the bench. Well, I guess the next TV plays on he'll stay awake for those meetings and those film sessions, huh? Because he won't be in Arizona next year. I can guarantee you that. Texans 27, Arizona 17. Now, these are two teams that have nothing to play for. That's the Washington Commanders at the New York Football Giants. And I think it's going to be a better game than people think. Yeah, you need to run because your Giants stink. I wouldn't even claim it myself. But Jordan Daniels hurt himself last week, which means back to Marcus Mariota. You know I love you. And Marcus Mariota has not played terrible. But you know who's played pretty well, even in defeat? And they had a bye week last week. Jameis Winston has played pretty well for the Giants. He really has. They should have won that game against Detroit. Now, I believe Jackson Dart is starting now. Again. And he's played well. I don't care whose quarterback is, well, it's not Russell Wilson. They're going to beat the Washington Commanders. Because let's face it, the Commanders are terrible. They put all their eggs in the basket, and they just came up eggshells. Period. Giants 27, Washington 24. And that's going to stink because the Giants, they need to lose every game so they can get a top 5 pick. Right now, the number 1 pick would go to the Las Vegas Raiders of all teams. So, see there, the Giants really need to lose all these games. But I digress. Oh, yes. But they do have pride, and it's not a bad thing. Now, next up, Justin Herbert and the Chargers. You're going to stick to basketball. Speaking of basketball, I'm going to do an upload talking about this bogus NBA Cup. Who gives a damn about the NBA Cup? Really? That's the most wasteful. I mean, please. Nobody goes to play for the Knicks, the Lakers, the Celtics, the Warriors, whatever flavor of the month team you root for. Oh, I want to win the NBA Cup. Give me a break. That is the most useless thing I've ever seen, but I digress. Now, I want to put Peppermint Patty and the Chiefs out of their misery. And I would love to say that I'm going to choose the LA Chargers. They are the better team. They have a good quarterback in their own right in Justin Herbert. But I don't know which Justin Herbert I'm going to get. As much as I can't stand Peppermint Patty, I know that Peppermint Patty is going to give me an effort. I don't know that about Justin Herbert. And I know that Justin Herbert plays funny on the road. He just does. And the Chiefs know that they need this win. I mean, they've lost enough games at home. I don't see them losing another game at home. I think the Chiefs pull this one out. 30-27 over the Chargers. Now, the most frustrating team in football, in my opinion, are the Philadelphia Eagles. Early this season, they looked like they were going to repeat easy and that they were the best team in football. These idiots have lost 4 in a row. They even have the Cowboys thinking, oh, Cowboys have a chance. But then the Cowboys remind you of who they are. Gotta love those Cowboys. And I tell you, being a Steeler fan, I love seeing George Pickens. Or as I like to call him, Chicken George Pickens. Because, boy, his arms really get tight. I tell you what, when he quits, he quits. Nothing says quitter quite like George Pickens over the middle in a big game. He can make all the great catches he wants when it's useless. He'll look great against mediocre and good team and decent team. But if it's a good team in a big spot, George Pickens disappears so fast. He is Biggie Smalls. Unbelievable. He is. Oh, he stinks. I'm so glad we got rid of him. Eagles lose this game, then they're not making the playoffs, period. You cannot lose to the worst team in football. And that's just exactly who the Raiders are. In fact, we might see a Kenny Pickett sighting. That's how bad the Raiders are now. I'm just saying. Now, this one should be easy work too. I'm not a 49er fan by any stretch. And I thought that Shador might have got him. But then I forgot that, damn, this is the Cleveland Browns. I tell you what, the Titans just gave up in Jacksonville, boy. They stink. But they did pull out the W against Cleveland. But now they go to San Francisco. And even though they're decimated by injuries, they have enough left in the tank to smack the crap out of the Titans. I love the 49ers here. This should be an easy one for them. 49ers 27, Titans 17. Now, this game here, I found very, very tough to pick. Because the Saints have played better under this rookie quarterback, but they still aren't worth a damn. And the Carolina Panthers, they are the typical up and down NFC South team. Panthers play well at home, not so much on the road. The Saints are terrible everywhere they play. Can the Saints beat the Panthers? They could. Will they beat the Panthers? You know what? This is what I call an Uncle Claude upset special. I think the Saints at home are going to pull off the upset. Saints 27, Panthers 24. Oh, you know what? You know, Mr. Carruthers, you're lucky I picked your Bears this week. I mean, it was 4 o'clock in the morning. What do you expect from me? Jeez. But I digress. I did pick your Bears this week. Just thought you would like to know that. You and your Chicago buddy. The Rams are at home to take on the Lions. Listen, the Lions are a very good football team. They are not in the Rams class. But this is going to be a shootout. Right now, Matthew Stafford. Oh, I had a choice, but I'm not stupid. So, yeah, I chose the Bears. I told you Bears was going to lose last week. I know you're mad. It's not my fault that Caleb Williams likes throwing to the other team. I mean, that's his problem. Not mine. See, Sean McVay knows all of Jared Goff's tendencies. And Jared Goff is he's an above average quarterback. He's not Matt Stafford. And that's why Matt Stafford has the Super Bowl ring, the winning Super Bowl ring, and Jared Goff has the loser Super Bowl ring. I'm choosing the Rams, of course, 34-27 at home against the Detroit Lions. Next up, the Green Bay Packers traveled to Denver to take on the Broncos. This is a will you be in the playoffs? Now if you lose this week. Right now, if the season ended, you're on the outside looking in, buddy. So let's be careful. You might want to win this game. If you let Shador beat you, you're going to nobody's playoff unless you're in Matt. Now, the Broncos have played with fool's gold enough. Bo Nix is a decent quarterback. He's had a decent season. I like Denver's defense. I'm telling you right now, I would not be shocked if the Green Bay Packers end up in the Super Bowl. That's how well they're playing right now. That's a gimme game. I hope Shador. Oh my goodness, I hope Shador Sanders lights you guys up for 350 and 4 touchdowns. I'm rooting so. I've never rooted for the Cleveland Browns as hard as I will this Sunday. A gimme game. You're Chicago Bears, you have no gimme game. You barely beat us with Mason Rudolph at quarterback. Be careful. Can't stand him. Why don't you show one of those 85 Bears highlights while you're at it? Go, Pack, go. In fact, I like the Packers here on the road. I have the Packers winning 27-24 over the Denver Broncos. Now, the Colts are trotting out Philip Rivers. My gosh. Now, there are all sorts of wrong when it comes up to this next pick. The fact that you're going to call Philip Rivers, who's 44 years old, but Colin Kaepernick can't play it, we all know why. He'll never play in another NFL game. We get it. And it's ridiculous. Of all the Philip Rivers, Phillip Rivers. Well, then again, they could have called old dope fiend Brett Favre. I mean, allegedly. Could have called him. So, all these Caucasian quarterbacks, they can get a look-see. It doesn't even matter. When it's over for us black quarterbacks, it's over. No need to inquire, let me tell you. 44-year-old Phillip. Cardiac kids, yeah, they'll be on cardiac arrest. They lose this game. Go Cleveland. In fact, go Seattle. I'm not rooting for. I didn't like Phillip Rivers when he was in his prime. I sure as hell ain't rooting for him now. And Seattle's the better team. And they're at home. Yeah, he might have to scrape Phillip Rivers off the field. And the Sunday night game, I tell you, I can't stand the Cowboys. I can't root for the Vikings. Have you seen how bad J.J. McCarthy played? And then, what even made it worse, well, the Heisman will end up in Indiana. That's where the Heisman's going to go. As much as I can't stand the Dallas Cowboys, I cannot pick against them in this game against J.J. McCarthy or Hosmer or whoever is going to quarterback that team. I bet you they wish they held on to Sam Darnold, I'll tell you that. Because J.J. McCarthy's not ready. He's not. And anybody that thinks that he was, man, y'all stupid. And I'm going to go Dallas 31, Vikings 20. That's an easy one. You can always take Dallas at home, especially against a team with no quarterback. And that leads me to my wonderful Pittsburgh Steelers. Same team I was screaming about a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I get it. And I have every reason to scream at them. Now, this is a game that we typically lose. I have to say that. The only thing that might save us is Tua likes to keep both teams involved, and he's soft as butter. Okay, Mr. Carruthers, there you go again. But you can't say Aaron Rodgers didn't play well last week. He threw the ball down the field and everything. Even though we tried to lose it. Now, T.J. Watt had to be rushed to the hospital. I don't think it was anything serious. Might have been just food poisoning. I know DK Metcalf said that he was fine. He had the same thing happen to him. And it is a Monday night game, not a Sunday night game. So we get the extra couple of days. We're due a win. We haven't won a primetime game all season. We're due. And Miami's not that good. Their offense is, their defense not so much. I love my Steelers here, 30-24 over the Miami Dolphins. And those, my friends, are my NFL picks for Week 15, 2025. I'd like to thank Mr. Carruthers, I think. Michelle's daughter, Jay Parrish, Natasha Kelly, and the cynical one. I like to. Oh, you're just a hater. Just because the Bears might get shadored this week Don't get mad at me. All those in the clouds, all those in the bushes, thank you so much. Make sure to hit that old like button on the way out. Uncle Claude signing out. I'm not sleepy. Isn't your nap time coming up? Uncle Claude signing out. I love you, Mr. Carruthers. Hope the Bears lose still. Take care. Stay safe. God bless. Good night, everybody.